Now let's talk a little bit about what to expect for the upcoming Democratic debates. And here to do just that is Obi Rahman. Obi, thanks for your time today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Very excited to be here.
The second round of two-night debates happening on CNN start Tuesday, July 30th. The lineup is different now. Who or does anyone have to shine during these two nights?
Right. Well, I think there are a few candidates that have to shine. I think somebody like Joe Biden had a pretty rough experience his first one. And unfortunately, our own Texan, Beto O'Rourke, also did not have his best performance. So I think both of those two definitely need to shine. They need to show that they can stand up to the spotlight when the spotlight is on them. I think besides that, you want to see somebody like Kamala Harris build on her debate performance last time. You want to see somebody like Julian Castro be able to continue to try to get himself up into one of those upper tiers. So really, all these debates are very important for every single candidate. And really, they're one of the only chances that you have to make a difference, to make a dent in the race right now.
Yes, and we will see Senator Elizabeth Warren on the same stage as Senator Bernie Sanders. And we will see, as you said, former Vice President Joe Biden face off against not only Senator Kamala Harris, but also Cory Booker. As you said, the vice president and the two senators having words, to say the least. Any other battles we ought to expect?
Yeah, so I think the most interesting one to me is definitely going to be the Booker-Harris on both sides of Biden. Biden's going to be right in the middle of those two. They're both going to be hitting him for his crime bill and his relationships really with busing and other issues that matter to race. Besides that, I think some other important things to look at are definitely to see if O'Rourke can capitalize on his better debate draw. Because really he's kind of the third one with Warren and Sanders. And then what you're also going to see is you're going to see a lot of the moderate candidates on night one attack Bernie and Warren for their positions that are considered on the progressive end of the spectrum. You're going to see candidates like a John Hickenlooper and like a Michael Bennett really try to push themselves through and to make themselves part of the conversation, because this is really their last chance to really make a dent before the polling threshold and the donor threshold goes up for the third debate right here in Houston.
So you said the amount of candidates is still quite large. After these debates, should we expect to see more contenders drop off?
I think you might. To be honest, it's going to be very hard to make the third debate. There's still kind of an internal decision whether or not there's going to be one night or two nights. I think that for a lot of the lower tier candidates, this is their last time to shine. If they don't do it now, then when are they going to do it? I don't think you'll see either Texas candidate drop out. I think both of them are pretty safe. They're both going to make the next debate. But for the 10 or so lower tier candidates who only poll at 1% in the polls, this is kind of their last chance to make a huge impact in this race. And just like Eric Swalwell, if none of them are able to do it, then there really is no reason for them to continue to be in this race.
And as you alluded to, Texans will be keeping an eye on Julian Castro and former Congressman Beto O'Rourke. Castro stepped it up, I think, while O'Rourke, like he did mostly in his debates against Senator Cruz, didn't really fight back. Does that have to change, and will it?
I think it will change. I think you'll see Beto come out strong. I think you'll see him come out firing. One of his campaign managers, Jen O'Malley Dillon, who is very well-regarded operative in the Democratic Party, she'll have him ready for this, and I think he'll come out, really try to give his vision for America. In terms of Julian Castro, I think his biggest challenge is going to be to build on his debate performance, to bring something new to the table. He's going to be on the same night as Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, and Joe Biden. So finding a way to kind of insert himself into the conversation, make sure that he seems credible, is going to be kind of difficult for him. For Beto, it really is now or never. If he has another bad debate performance, then you could see his donors drop off. You could see his polling drop off even further, and that's something that he really cannot afford at this moment. So I think you'll see him come out strong. I think you'll see him come out fast, and I think they'll both have good debate performances, and I think they'll both represent Texas very well.
And of course, we have to talk about the Mueller report. It appears it wasn't the out-of-the-park home run for possible impeachment proceedings Democrats were hoping for when the former special counsel testified last week. What's the best strategy for Democrats to answer if they're asked about it, which I'm sure there probably will be?
Right. So the best way to defeat Donald Trump and to end Trumpism is to beat him electorally, right? If you impeach Donald Trump, then you're stuck with Mike Pence. So I think for Democrats, the way that we won in 2018 was talking about the economy, it was talking about healthcare, it was talking about creating better education and jobs for everybody. And I think that's where we're going to be focusing on. You don't see the top tier candidates talking about impeachment as a day-to-day campaign issue. And I think really this whole impeachment saga has been more something that the media has cared about more than actual Democrats. So as right now, we're focused on finding solutions that are going to help the American people. And I think that's what the focus is going to be for the debate. If they get asked about impeachment, then there are three things to remember with the Mueller report. Number one is that the Mueller report said for certainty that Russia interfered in our elections in 2016. Number two, they said that the Trump campaign asked for Russia interference and they accepted it in many different instances. And then number three, the Mueller report said that Donald Trump tried to impede the investigation every single chance that he got. So when you add those three together, like that is definitely obstruction of justice, and that is grounds for impeachment. But really, that's not what we're focused on. We're focused on winning the old-fashioned way, which is beating Donald Trump electorally. And that's why we have the debates in the first place, because we're going to find the strongest candidate. That candidate is going to talk about healthcare. He's going to talk about the economy, and they're going to talk about creating jobs for everybody. So that's what we're looking for, and that's what our candidate is probably going to end up doing.
All right, Obi Rahman, thanks for being with us.
Yes, thank you guys very much.